fashion. I got started in it in probably 1985. I was here, I was drafted by the Giants, came from Flint, Michigan, so, we like to dress there, Detroit, that whole thing. And when I was learning my way around New York City, I would drive in late at night after traffic so that I could learn the city and not have to deal with traffic. And, being from the Midwest, the city was a little bit intimidating, so I didn't want to have to deal with traffic. But I always found myself, Madison Avenue, Barney's, I would see Macy's, I would see all of these different department stores that had these great pieces. And then when I finally got comfortable enough to go into the city, none of the stuff was in my size. So, being in New York, I wanted to, try to get into some fashion, at least for myself. But then I started having some pieces made right around the corner on 37th Street, like some really cool leather coats and doing some furs and things like that. And I started to get really good feedback from, some of my teammates. And so I started making or having things made for them. And then the thought hit me, I'm like, you know what? I think I could probably do this in sports. And I think in 1987, I was signed to Starter as an athlete. I went to the NFL and I said, listen, I don't know who owns the Starter brand right now, but I want to make this jacket as part of this capsule. And the NFL was like, we have no problem with it. We won't let anybody else do it. But if you really want to authenticate it, I can give you the name of the company that owns the Starter label. And Iconics owned it. I sat with their COO, Seth Horowitz, and I said, look, I want to, have a conversation about using the Starter brand. I know you guys are in Walmart with it right now, but it's not non-sports. And my thought process, if I can get permission to do it on just this capsule, I should probably have a larger conversation about bringing Starter back. And Seth has been around sports for a long time, and his family's been around sports for a long time. So we had a conversation about just bringing the brand back, and I'll take the license to do it in all sports. So NFL said they were down. NBA was next and said, we love the idea. We think it's unique. Hockey, Major League Baseball, everybody loved because the heritage of Starter meant so much to sports. They were really everything that defined sports apparel, sideline apparel, and the culture of sports and fashion. So to be able to reintroduce that and have all the leagues embrace it was great. And then from a retail standpoint, we had a lot of retailers that wanted it, but we wanted to launch it right. I'm not sure we even launched it right the first time, the first season. But we sold a lot of product. We didn't oversaturate the market because we wanted to do it the right way. We wanted to introduce it the right way. Overall sports apparel, I want to be the top NFL licensee. I want to be the top NBA licensee. I think there's a lot of room to grow. My ladies' apparel business in sports is probably scratching the surface right now, and we're probably number one, if not number one, number two. And from a aesthetic standpoint, I know we're better than anybody in the business. On the menswear side, knits and things of that nature, we're there, but not as big as I'd like it to be. So I'm looking for Super Bowls, to answer your question. That's my goal, always has been.